How's it going, everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel. My name is Swanee, and for today's video, I wanted to go over the secret buff that was added to Helldivers 2 in the latest update that wasn't listed in the patch notes. Now, if you didn't know yet, all of the laser weapons got a secret buff with the changes that were made to fire damage in the latest patch. Now, if for some reason you've been living under a rock and you had no idea about the latest change, well, they unfortunately changed the way that fire weapons work in the game. They adjusted the flame effects to work more realistically, and it doesn't go through various bodies/objects where bounce off would be the expected behavior like on armors or static objects. And because of this change, it completely nerfed the flamethrower right before the brand new Warbond came out that gave us more flamethrowers. So obviously people were not very happy, and the state of the game right now is not in a very good state. The Reddit is full of people just clowning on the developers. The Discord is in complete chaos. Like, people have not been happy since the latest update. But it's not all doom and gloom, because with this change, it ended up changing the way that the laser weapons work, and now the lasers can now catch enemies on fire as well, which is pretty freaking cool. This includes the LAS-5 Scythe, the LAS-7 Dagger Sidearm, the LAS-98 Laser Cannon, and the Guard Dog Rover. I tested it out on the LAS-16 Sickle, and I wasn't able to catch enemies on fire with the Sickle, but I think that's just because the Sickle ends up killing the enemies too quickly and doesn't have enough time to catch them on fire. If you're using any of the other laser weapons, the longer you hold the laser on an enemy, the quicker that it's going to catch them on fire. This is really handy when you're going up against bile spewers or the nursing spewers. Just paint them with the laser for a couple seconds, and then they will burst in flames and take additional tick damage over time. This also applies to bigger enemies like chargers. I found that if you're using the laser cannon now and you hit them with like a stun grenade or something and then shoot them in the butt, it will catch the charger on fire, which will do additional damage. I even found that you can easily catch bile titans on fire as well now if you use the laser cannon, so that's pretty neat. And I wouldn't have even known about this buff if it wasn't for all the people that were posting about this on the subreddit over the past couple days. About 2 days ago, I saw a post saying that they stealth buffed the lasers, and everyone in the comment section was super excited that these weapons got buffed because, you know, all we get is nerf after nerf after nerf. And it's a bit of a running meme now that the developers just don't listen to feedback and they just nerf everything under the sun. So getting any type of buff, even if it was an accident, is better than nothing. And I think one of the best explanations as to why this happened was this comment on Reddit. It says that they lowered the threshold to burn things when they changed how fire works, because now it's hitting 5 times less on each enemy. If they didn't change that, the flamer wouldn't burn things anymore. So it does appear, based off of what everyone's saying in the comments, that the change that they made to the fire effects is now affecting the lasers. But then scrolling down a little bit further in the comment thread, we actually had this response from somebody that works at Arrowhead, and they said this is intentional technically, it is a bug fix. And then there was this comment below that says that the data shows that they should have burned enemies, but it didn't work for months. So based off of multiple threads that I went through, that does appear to be the case. The laser weapons were supposed to catch enemies on fire forever ago, but they just never did because of some bug, and then they just didn't list that in the patch notes. And I gotta say, after testing out all these laser weapons, I tested them on both the automatons and the terminids. The laser weapons were always a solid choice when facing the automatons. They're just super accurate, and especially the laser cannon stratagem, it just wrecks hulks and devastators and stuff, and now it does it even faster. Before this update, you couldn't really catch enemies on fire, and now that the laser cannon does catch enemies on fire, it will kill devastators quicker than ever before. Before this update, I thought the laser cannon was one of the best go-to stratagems for facing the automatons, and now it's even better. Same thing kind of goes for the scythe and the dagger sidearm. Those weapons are even better against the automatons as well. You can very quickly just shred through automatons using the scythe and the dagger. Same thing goes for the Guard Dog Rover. The Guard Dog Rover was already the better of the two guard dogs since it has unlimited ammo and it can just shoot constant lasers. Now, the Guard Dog Rover's lasers will catch enemies on fire as well, thus buffing the Guard Dog and making it even stronger. And then on the Terminid side of things, these laser weapons were just always kind of okay, and now they're actually pretty good. I was having a ton of fun just spraying these laser beams into bug breaches and catching everything on fire. And one of my favorite new strategies is just going with a full-on laser loadout. I use the Guard Dog as my backpack, I use the laser cannon as my support stratagem, and then I use the scythe as my primary and the dagger as my secondary. secondary. And using the full-on laser loadout makes it so I never have to reload my weapons, especially on those colder planets where the recharge time is even faster. You never have to worry about running out of ammo. So when I was facing up against the Terminids, I would just hold down the trigger and spray all the bugs with my scythe and catch them on fire. Then, right as the scythe is about to overheat, I would switch to my secondary laser pistol, and then I would spray the enemies some more, catching even more enemies on fire. And then right as my secondary pistol was about to overheat, I would switch to my support weapon, which is the laser cannon, and I would spray down even more enemies. And then by the time that my laser cannon is about to overheat, I switch back to my primary weapon, and it's already down on cooldown. So if you're using all three of the laser weapons, you can just constantly swap between the three of them, never having to worry about overheating. Plus, while all this is going down, my guard dog rover is also spraying the enemies, so there's just a constant barrage of laser beams shooting at the Terminids, catching them all on fire, and it just ends up being really, really cool. And honestly, I would say that laser beams are probably the new meta. Now, I've never been one for metas. I've never talked about metas on this channel before. I don't like metas because I want every single weapon in the game to be equally balanced so I can pick and choose and have variety in my playstyle. And even Arrowhead has come out and said that they don't want there to be metas. They want everything to be balanced. But for some reason, it's not working out that way. The developers just keep nerfing everything that's good into the ground, and because of that, they're unintentionally creating metas. They're just, every weapon sucks, so the community's kind of forced to use whatever the best weapon is. And as long as Arrowhead keeps this up for whatever reason, and they keep unintentionally creating metas, then I'm going to start pointing out the metas whenever they pop up. And right now, I feel like the laser weapons are the current meta in Helldivers 2. So if you haven't yet, trust me, test out for yourselves, go with the full-on laser kit, use the scythe, use the dagger, use the laser cannon, and use the guard dog rover. Hell, even use the big orbital laser strike. It does a better job at catching enemies on fire too now. And trust me, using the full-on laser loadout, especially if you communicate it with your teammates and you all use laser beams, you're going to have yourselves a ton of fun. So that is going to do it for everything in today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Hopefully Arrowhead does not nerf this. I know a lot of people seem to be having fun with these weapons, and anytime people are having fun, Arrowhead steps in and is like, no fun. We got to get rid of that. So hopefully this stays in the game, and this is a feature that we will have going forward, but you never know with Arrowhead. But if you made it this far into the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated and it helps me out in the algorithm. If you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out on any future Helldivers 2 videos. And that's going to do it for me, guys, and I will talk to you all next time.